huge fan of your work. What are you doing here?
That was not the reaction I was expecting.
This is the Star-Lord. Should we be bowing? I feel like we should be bowing. I mean, unless we should be kneeling.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Do it right now, you understand? Don't engage. We almost got this off!
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Asshole! Tell me you didn't do it!
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
No, you did it!
Black Lives Matter! 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 Black Lives Matter!
Well, 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 it would appear that the internet does not like it when the shoe is on the other foot. A brand new image of Marvel's What If, featuring a white actor playing Black Panther, has the blue checkmark Twitter losing its mind, and it's delicious, given, well, if you actually understand the Black Panther lore, a white actor has, in fact, a white character has, in fact, been Black Panther. But that's neither here nor there, because we all know that modern blue checkmarks don't actually watch modern-day comics. So I wanted to have a laugh at this, have everyone enjoy this. Whoever made this needs to get arrested. This via an account that appears to be a Marvel shill account. Here you see a white actor in the Marvel Studios What If, and the replies are absolutely amazing. By the way, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I know it's a pain, but there's a red subscribe button down below the video. I cover comics, tech, YouTube news, Twitch news, all sorts of stuff. I really appreciate if you subscribe today. You see, let's take a look at some of the replies, obviously, because that's where the absolute amazingness. The difference 8 minutes makes. This is the exact same person. Who's the better Star-Lord? And this is, of course, a black version of Star-Lord. And then, whoever made this needs to get arrested. Ah, yes, the hypocrisy. You see neurotic, an absolute triumph. And here, actually, you do see the original Black Panther or early Black Panther art here. I'm sorry, what? And then we have, obviously, a billion examples of redheads being erased. The redhead chart. I don't understand it. I feel like redheads are, you know, universally, well, there's obviously the soul meme, which is a thing, but also, like, some of the most attractive women I've ever seen in Hollywood are redheads. So I don't know why they're trying so hard to erase them. Actually, same energy. Good job if one of them is fictional and not based on an actual person. Here we see the Anne Boleyn. This is an actual real show where Anne Boleyn is now black, even though Anne Boleyn was obviously not black. You see, this is one of my favorite memes. You see all the angry SJWs blasting off as missiles here. You see just, you know, here's Tatsusama, follower of the channel. I always see them in replies. Race swapping guide. White to insert ethnicity. Stunning, brave, groundbreaking. Ethnicity to white equals evil. Word ending in ist or ism. Basically the worst thing ever. I mean, yeah. I mean, to me, it's hilarious. Look, I don't inherently have a problem with, you know, having reimagined characters, especially when the lore has had them had them multiple ways. But it's funny that in current year, you know, in 2021, obviously we know that there's a big motivating factor behind this. You know, that, I mean, the idea that, you know, again, the actual historical figures of Anne Boleyn being race swapped, that's not creative. That's a bunch of rich white liberals in a writer's room saying, how can we get an award? How? And you just see, obviously, a lot of the, okay, wait, I have a retort. Art funny. Wait, here's another one. Taste of own medicine. I recommend reading through the replies in this thread because it's just an absolute dunk fest. It's just hilarious. You see, anyway, what if, and then you see Storm here. There's just a wide variety. Oh, that was added recently. The original art by Evil Art is over 3 years old at this point, and he's still catching racists today. Oh, it was all a plot. It was all a plot. Because if you were to make Black Panther, by the way, a character that has been white in Marvel lore, if you make him anything but black, you actually don't like black people. To me, again, I couldn't care less. There's really no reason that Black Panther has to be black, just like Iron Man doesn't have to be white. In fact, they're replacing him with Ironheart, right? Riri Williams, a female. It's not even a man anymore. But then you see here, Disney Plus's T'Challa, What If T'Challa Became Star-Lord, is a repudiation of mediocre white men. Now, we all know, I mean, look, if you've been following, this news for any amount of time, or if you've been following Hollywood, Hollywood has a huge problem with Chris Pratt. Why? Because he's perceived as a Trump supporter, as a conservative. Why? Because he goes to church. Like, seriously. And people dug into the past of his particular church, and they had some anti-LGBTQ leanings or statements. Apparently, Chris Pratt must have also co-signed every one of those simply by attending said church. The only time you'll find blue check marks who are all proud atheists on Twitter because they know better than everybody else, caring about what a church says. Just to get a drumpf, by the way. There's nothing that, in my opinion, has indicated Chris Pratt is a Republican. And to be honest, it's actually really frustrating that that's even a thing. Like, that even matters. You see this article? The episode starring Chadwick Boseman's final performance bodies the entire concept of the white guy gets to have it all by showing what real heroism through black guy magic can actually look like. In the case you haven't heard, Disney Plus, the raging behemoth of home streaming service, has launched a new animated series called What If, based on characters and storylines from the MCU. Using the voice of actors from live-action Marvel films, What If takes us to crucial moments in various Marvel storylines and asks what if different decisions were made, and how would that have turned out differently? Except that isn't what this looks like to me. This actually looks like you're just, what if a character's skin color was different? I don't know. I don't know. And you had Black Panther defeating... if I remember this episode, Black Panther literally defeats Thanos with a good argument, because that's what everyone pays to see in the movies. What if Agent Carter, instead of Steve Rogers, took the super soldier serum and became Captain America? What if Tony Stark built Ultron before his Iron Man armor? What if Falcon read Ta-Nehisi Coates before delivering that terrible speech on race and diversity at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier? By the way, Ta-Nehisi Coates is a race grifter, a profiteer from racial division, and also is getting handed a Superman movie, which I'm sure will be a huge money maker for the commentary community. These are the kinds of stories that we can expect in the coming weeks. However, this week's What If T'Challa Was Star-Lord has a special significance because it's the last performance of Chadwick Boseman. By the way, shout out obviously to Chadwick Boseman, a warrior in real life and on the screen. He fought what we now know was just brutal, I think it was pancreatic cancer, if I remember correctly. Never said a word about it. Suffered in silence. Only those extraordinarily close to him knew. And this is, nothing but respect for Chadwick. Boseman became a global icon as T'Challa the Black Panther in 2018 and recorded What If the episode tragically before passing away in 2020. What If T'Challa Became Star-Lord is a bittersweet send-off to Boseman, a fantastic story overall, and most importantly, a total repudiation of the mediocre white men who've been centered in the most of Marvel's movies' blockbuster films. Star-Lord's a mediocre white man? I don't think so. In the original Guardians of the Galaxy, young Peter Quill is kidnapped from Earth by blue-skinned, red-haired alien Yondu and his gang, the Ravagers. Quill escapes the Ravagers, names himself Star-Lord, puts together a crew of petty thieves and semi-reformed crooks called the Guardians of the Galaxy, and lives like a less charismatic, less intelligent, and less successful Han Solo. But for some reason, we're supposed to love this selfish lunkhead, and he gets to be the hero at the end of the movie thanks in large part to a diverse group of people around him. That's right, everyone knows that tree people are real, and that orange characters played by Dave Bautista are real, and talking raccoons are real. See, you purposely use the term diverse here, but you're not actually talking. You want people to think it's on the backs of black folks, but none of those people were actually black. You could talk about his love interest too, who was a green alien. None of them, again, just saying. In the second Guardians of the film, Star-Lord finds out he's the son of all-powerful celestial being called Ego. And so again, the selfish, goofy white guy is given even more power and gets to save the day again. And with the help and sacrifice of all the plants, animals, and POCs in face paint around him. Again, there you go. In Avengers Infinity War, an Endgame movie, Star-Lord is responsible for half the universe getting snapped out of existence because he's more interested in chasing after his girlfriend Gamora than stopping his father, Thanos, from treating half the universe as personal Etch-a-Sketch. Notice trend here? Again, there's some reason that all these big-brained idiots don't like Chris Pratt, and it's because Drumpf. They'll bend over backwards talking about, you know, all this stuff, but it's really because they're convinced that he was a Trump supporter. I do not like Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but for the same reason I don't like the Lego movies or Archer on FX, Eastbound and Down on HBO, or Final Space on Adult Swim. They're all shows about selfish, privileged, mediocre white men who stumble through life, making costly mistakes that invariably hurt others along the way, but somehow in the end they get to be the hero, usually with the assistance of some beautiful woman of color who falls in love with them because they were born special instead of actually earning anything. It's a terrible message that's endemic of our pop culture, but we're supposed to find it endearing and cute. I have a feeling that the author of this article has no real friends. I mean, this is... I'm not going to give this article any more time. It's obviously thinly veiled. You know, oh, but Chris Pratt, Drumpf, he's bad because he's white. This type of stuff does not bring people together. This kind of stuff is what's killing the MCU, not helping it, as evidenced by recent box office disasters, and you're about to see two of the worst between Shang-Chi and the Eternals. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.